Hi, this is Fred Goodall from Mocha Dad, and today I want to talk about gun safety. When I was a kid, I spent a lot of time with my grandfather. He would always take us outside to show us how to shoot his guns safely. He had several rifles that he really treasured, and he was very interested in making sure that his grandkids knew how to shoot a gun and to handle the guns properly and safely. Now we'd go outside and he'd set up targets and we'd shoot the guns and he'd give us instruction and some coaching, and after a while we became pretty good at handling the firearms. One thing that was always interesting to me though is when we were done, my grandfather would take his rifles and just stick them in his closet. The only thing he'd tell us is, "Don't touch my guns." And guess what? We never touched his guns without his permission. However, in today's society, I'm not sure that that's always the most effective way to protect your children if you decide to have guns or rifles or any type of firearm in your house. So that's why it's so important for parents to really take the time to let their kids know about the dangers of handling firearms and to store your firearms in a way that's safe and that the kids can't really get to. There have been so many stories of kids stumbling upon one of their parents' firearms, and they get into a situation where maybe someone gets hurt, or even worse, someone gets killed. And I really don't want that to happen to anybody. So I ask you to take some serious precautions if you have guns in your house, and make sure you store them properly and you put some safeguards on the guns to make sure even if the kids get a hold of them, they can't go out and use them or harm anybody or harm themselves in any way. Although I didn't inherit my grandfather's hunting gene, I did pay attention to the lessons he was trying to teach us about gun safety. And that's why I really want to make sure that all parents understand the importance of being safe around guns and teaching your children about gun safety if you choose to have firearms inside your home. I've seen some great gun safes from a company called SentrySafe. You can go look at their website, SentrySafe.com, and check them out. But another thing that I've seen, if you don't have a gun safe and maybe you have some other way to store your guns, I still think it's very important to have some safeguards around their use and their ability to be used. One thing that I've discovered from Master Lock are these gun locks that go right around the trigger area. You can get a combination version. There's also a keyed version. And these are simple solutions to making sure that your guns are safe and people can access them or use them when it's not a proper time or a proper situation to use them. I just think it's so important for parents, even if you don't own guns in your own house, to talk to your children about gun safety, because they may go to their friends' houses and maybe their friends' parents own guns, and sometimes the kids get the guns and they want to play and show off, and we've seen many times in the news that dangerous things occur and terrible situations can end up when these things occur. So please have a conversation with your children about gun safety. If you own guns, you can get products like these. Make sure that your guns are safe, put them in a gun safe, but do whatever you can to protect your family and make sure that they're not harmed or injured while using a firearm, but make sure that they use it in the proper way and have the proper respect for it.